Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Shash Singh, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to generate profitable results with YouTube ads for dropshipping. Now, I run Linx Digital Agency, and we've spent over $8 million on YouTube ads. We've generated over $30 million with YouTube advertising for our clients. We run our own ads for our own offers, and to give you a couple examples of the work we do, so here in this screenshot, this is an offer where we did over $1 million for an e-commerce brand. And over here, there's another high ticket offer where we're doing over 7 figures a month for them. So we know our stuff, and so let's get into this video. I'm going to show you how to use YouTube ads for dropshipping. Now, can dropshipping work with YouTube ads? That's a very common question I get. Absolutely it does, but you need a high enough priced product. Now, let's give you an example of an ad that's actually a dropshipping ad and one that got a lot of views and a lot of results. So this ad over here, and I'm gonna have a link below to go watch it, but to basically give you a very quick gist, as you can see, it's basically for a flashlight, and it's for a very powerful flashlight, but it's most likely a dropshipping product because this is something you can get on AliExpress. And with this product, I don't remember the exact price, but they spend over $600,000 on this ad. Clearly this ad is profitable. They've probably made over 7 figures easily on this campaign. You don't spend that much money and get that many views if you're not making money, right? So note, with this ad, they most likely sourced footage from other videos on the internet. From some of the comments, it seems like this flashlight doesn't even work that well. They just are using some other people's content. I don't recommend doing that, but it just goes to show that, hey, with very few resources, you can make something work. With these guys, they had a pretty sketchy product. I don't think they had great customer service. Their website got shut down. However, I want to make the point that you can get these video ads set up, and if you're selling a product that's somewhat higher priced, you can make YouTube ads for dropshipping work, and I know multiple people who've made it work. Now, what kind of products can work with YouTube ads for dropshipping? Typically, you want to go for higher average order value. I would recommend like $70 or higher. The minimum, I'd say, is like $50 to $60. That's important because the clicks on YouTube can be a bit more expensive than Facebook, so you want something that's a little bit more higher priced. And ideally, it's a product where there's already a lot of video from the supplier or video from the internet floating around that you can use for your video ad. And you want to go for something that solves a real pain point, right? Or has a really cool demonstratable feature that can be shown visually. So typically Facebook is awesome for selling random cool looking products, while YouTube is really good for selling products that solve very specific pain points. Because if you think about it, people on YouTube, they're often trying to do something, they're watching a video, while on Facebook they're bored, so they get distracted easily. While on YouTube, you kind of have to do a bit more work to get them to click away, and you have to kind of think about basically, hey, is this actually solving a pain point, or is this something really, really cool that would demonstrate that, okay, this is a great product. Now, what will you expect with YouTube ads versus, let's say, Facebook ads for dropshipping? So the first thing is it's going to be a longer testing cycle. Facebook ads is a lot easier for beginner advertisers because Facebook is really good at finding, basically a very specific customers. Because of that, Facebook has really reduced cost per acquisitions. However, on YouTube, you can still get good cost per acquisitions. It's perhaps not as cheap as Facebook, especially for lower ticket products. And there is more testing to figure out which audiences work and don't work. So it is a longer testing cycle than on Facebook. So typically, we don't recommend, if you're a complete newbie, to go with YouTube ads. But if you've got some momentum, if you've got a product that's selling and you know what you're doing, then YouTube can be a great avenue. Now, Facebook is a lot better at lower spend, while YouTube is a lot better for scaling. So Facebook ads will typically outperform YouTube ads at the $100 to $300 a day mark. However, at the $8,000 a day mark, that's where YouTube really shines, right? Like when you're spending $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 a day, that's where YouTube is just powerful because YouTube has massive audiences and you can scale very, very far with YouTube advertising. So another thing I like about YouTube is that there are a lot less compliance issues. You can generally make bolder claims with YouTube ads, and generally you're far less likely to get your ad account suspended. So that's also great news. Now, the last part about YouTube is it's more upfront cost and production. Typically, even if you get a basic video ad, you still are gonna have to make a video ad or get it edited. That costs money or your time. And also with the testing process, it takes more time. So in general, YouTube is more of a testing process, and it is a higher upfront barrier to entry, which is why, as I said, it's better for intermediate to advanced advertisers as opposed to Facebook, which is great for beginners. Now, how do you make video ads for your dropshipping video ad? So the first thing is you got to follow a proven formula. Now, we have a great formula called the Linx secret video formula. I'll have a link up there and a link in the description to go watch that video, but it basically describes how we do copywriting for our video ads. So once you have a formula, you have a great idea of, okay, here are the pieces that are involved. Like, hey, I need a hook, I need to show credibility, I need to show how the product works, I need proof, I need some call to actions, etc. Those pieces are important. However, once you have that, you kind of have to basically get the video footage together that demonstrates that. Typically, an easy way to get started is take product footage and combine it with stock footage, right? That's like an easy way to do it, right? Like get footage of the product, maybe add in some, stock footage, etc. And you can usually get a video ad done that way. Now, another resource that I've seen dropshippers use is called viral ecom ads, and then you combine that with a voiceover from Fiverr or Upwork. So basically, they make these video ads from videos on the internet and videos that have the product, right, that demonstrate the product, and then you add a voiceover to it. So typically, that can also work. Again, these are low budget options. These are not going to work like amazingly well, but they should work well enough to get you started. Now, if you want to go a little bit higher production, you want to give yourself a better shot of getting a high click-through rate and better results, you may want to try hiring an influencer to perhaps make a video ad for you, because influencers typically will do it for cheap, and you can also potentially get them to do something like unboxing videos, which is another ad format that I've seen work quite well. All right, guys, now I'm going to show you how to set up your first campaign inside of Google Ads for YouTube ads. First thing we do is we're going to go in your Google Ads account. You're going to create a new campaign, right? And I usually do this. You can either do sales or this. Really, this stuff does not matter, because what it does, it allows you to choose different bidding types. If you just click this, you can choose any of the bidding types you want, right? So it makes it super easy. And then you select the campaign type. So you're gonna go in here, you're gonna click on video, continue. You're gonna click on drive conversions. So usually we name the campaign based on kind of the targeting we're using and so on. Typically the targeting options that we start out with that can work really well is custom affinity and custom intent audiences, keyword audiences, and in-market ROI audiences. Those are typically some of the easy ones. Remarketing, obviously, if you've got a lot of traffic. And placements can also make sense if you're in a specific niche and you want to target videos in that niche. So let's say in this video, we're gonna call it, LD is my agency name, so we usually start all campaigns with LD, just so people know this is our agency campaign, in case clients want to look at that. And then we'll do something, we'll put in the bidding type, so maximize conversions. You'll put in some other information like targeting. So let's say we're theoretically running an ad with this ad, right? Like obviously I'm not going to run this campaign, but for just example, so this is strongest flashlight. So let's do targeting keyword, right? And then best flashlight as the keyword. And then the ad, if you're running like multiple ads, I put in multiple ads, but if you're running one ad, I usually put the ad name and the campaign name. So I'll put something as 90,000 lumen ad. All right, so typically when you're starting a new account out, you want to use maximize conversions, and then you can use target CPA once you get a couple hundred conversions in your account, but maximize conversions is what I would start out with. This is your daily budget, say $25 a day. Usually I like to start new accounts with campaigns at 25 a day. If it's a higher priced product, maybe 50 a day, but 25 a day is typically a good place to start. Now this is really, really important. You want to uncheck video partners on the display network. You really want to uncheck that. And USA, and I usually just do English, because even in the USA there are a lot of people that that maybe don't have great English. So if you have an English ad, I would do English language. I typically will have a view frequency, so I might have a 2 per day view frequency. So it's like how many times they view the ad. So view is a 30-second basically view of the ad. Impression is like basically how often they see the ad. So typically if it's a skippable in-stream ad, they see it for 5 seconds and skip it. And I might put in something like perhaps 3 impressions per day, just to make sure we don't oversaturate and target the same person a million times. And yeah, we also on the devices side, typically don't target TV screens and tablets from the get-go. We may target them later on, but initially just go with mobile and computer. The ad group name can be the targeting, so it could be something like keyword best flashlight. Now what you do is you go in here, and I'll put in the keyword I want to target. I typically will put in a few different related keywords, and the best way to do that is go in here and look up the suggested search. Now there are other ways to do it, and there's a video actually I have on how to do keyword campaigns, but a quick and easy way to do it is go in here. So let's say best flashlights 2020, best flashlights on Amazon, and maybe add one more in. Best flashlights under $100. There you go. So there you go. Got that. And then you'll add the video URL in. So if we're using this video ad, we're gonna just copy and paste it in here. There you go, and the final URL, so flashlights.com. And then this is the call to action, right? So it's basically like 10 letter, so get flashlight. Oh no, that's too long. So buy now, or buy today. And then the headline is another, basically, it's basically another piece of text you can add. So it's like best flashlight. There we go. So that's good. Description would be like, and you can add a longer headline, right? So it's like, this is the best flashlight with 9,000 lumens, allowing you to see in the dark. So this is an example. So this is a video discovery ad. You can actually choose, as you can see here, you can choose in-stream or video discovery. This is a responsive video ad format. Now, the reason for that is in the ad group type, you can either choose standard or responsive, right? So responsive allows you to do kind of this kind of ad, which will show up in the search results in the sidebar. And what they'll do is they'll click on the link and basically go on the video, right? Now you can add a description in here as well. I'll just do the same one, just keep it easier. Okay. So we've been experimenting with standard and responsive. So if you click standard, it's just purely the skippable in-stream, right? So this would not have the too long headlines. So it'll be like, so if it's a standard, this is what it's gonna look like. And this is a standard in-stream skippable ad, right? So you got two options there. You can either do the standard or responsive. Now, if you're starting out, I would just stick to standard. And then as you scale, you might wanna get into responsive as well. Now, you can also basically have a companion banner. So you can either upload an image, and it needs to be 300 by 60. So it's gonna show up basically on the desktop, like your companion banner is gonna show up there. So typically it could be like a banner of your product with buy now, or you can just auto-generate using your channel banner. So whatever banner you have on your channel, you can use that. You click create campaign here, and there you go. You've got your campaign set up, maximize conversions, in-stream ads. Now, some quick tips. I prefer to usually keep it to one audience per campaign. If it's keywords, I'll have a few keywords in there that are closely related. But if it's like custom affinity and so on, I'm not gonna try shoving a bunch of audiences in there. I just wanna keep one audience per campaign, so one ad group. And then in that one ad group per campaign, which has one audience, you may wanna add 2 to 3 ads, maybe up to 4 ads. And then basically, obviously keep the ads live that do well. So typically I'll pause any ads that spend 2 times your target cost per acquisition without any, leads or sales. So for example, if I'm trying to hit a $40 cost per sale on a product, typically if it spends $80, I'll pause it. If I'm trying to be more conservative and really save money, I might pause it if it spends $50 or $60 without an actual sale, and that way I can focus on the campaigns and ads that are getting sales. So those are kind of a couple quick optimization rules. Now let's talk about the long-term game plan, right? Let's say you follow these steps, you get an ad together, you get a campaign together, you set everything up. What's the long-term game plan here, right? Let's be honest, dropshipping is pretty unsustainable, right? Because anybody can steal your supplier. You don't really have great margins. You don't have the economies of scale. It's great for testing products, but once you have a product that's a winner, try to find an exclusive supplier that basically you can buy in bulk, reduce your costs, and actually build a really great product. Find what customers want and build a great product. So some of the best e-commerce brands and some of the best e-com business owners I know who are running 8-figure operations, they started out as dropshippers, but then they found a product that just sold really well, and they decided to go to China and go to the factory and basically, have them build a custom version of that product that's specifically tailored, basically they want it and that customers want it. So they basically use dropshipping to test a product, and then they would go out and create their own version of a product that's like basically a private label product and have it, shipped to a warehouse. And obviously now that you're buying, pieces of 1,000 products or 2,000 products, you're getting a lot lower cost of goods sold. So that's allowed them to build a competitive advantage, because some random person can't just come in and steal that stuff away. On the other hand, if you're dropshipping with AliExpress, it's so easy to just basically figure out where you're getting your product, and within 10 minutes just have that same product being sold on another store. On the other hand, if you have your own private label product and you have your own supplier making it, it has unique features, you have your own strong brand, it's really, really difficult to rip that off. So dropshipping is great for product research and starting off, but at a certain point, I think it's really important to understand that, hey, you gotta really take a long-term view of things. And what you really want to do is get into product design based on what customers want, right? That's how you really dominate the market, is if you build something that customers just love and then they keep buying more and more of it. And building a real brand has a bigger payoff, right? Like you could sell a real brand for 10, 20, $30 million. So there's a long-term payoff for that. However, dropshipping is an amazing way to start an e-commerce with very low risk. So it is a great place to start. Now, save all the money you make with dropshipping so you can invest it into kind of building a real legitimate brand. Don't go spend it on a Lamborghini. Don't become one of those dropshipping gurus that makes a little bit of money, buys a Lambo, and then starts basically making YouTube videos about how you can dropship too, right? Like, really focus on turning it into a legit e-com brand. Now, I made this video because I wanted to share this YouTube ads information with you guys, but really the long-term play is in building real brands and not just, dropshipping, right? So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, and the next video you should watch is the e-commerce scaling methodology video, where we talk about how we scale e-commerce brands with YouTube ads. And to go watch that video, there'll be a link above or to the side. I'll see you in that video. Cheers.